Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel where today I'm just going to share my changing thoughts on independent authors. So a little bit of background of where I stood or what I thought about indie authors. So maybe perhaps a little bit unfairly, I thought that independent authors were just not good enough to get a publishing deal, and the product that you got was generally subpar in terms of story, in terms of editing. I thought that usually what you got was grammar, punctuation mistakes galore, and that just generally, like I said, the product just was not good enough. Now, this year, quite accidentally, my mind has slowly been changed on the subject, and partly that's due to my own ignorance on the subject. Basically, I've been approached by different independent authors over the year to read and review their books, which I did, and I'll leave a link in the description below of the books that I did. There was one that I tried and I couldn't finish it, so but purely because I don't think it was for me, it just wasn't clicking. But some of the best books I've read this year so far have been by independent authors. So particularly right now, I'm finishing Holly Tinsley's We Men of Ash and Shadow, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's absolutely fantastically written. It's really engaging, and it's better than a lot of traditionally published things that I've read maybe this year or in the past couple of years or so. So I'm totally willing to admit that I was wrong on my overgeneralization of independent authors, and that actually there is a lot of good quality stuff to be found in the indie realm. Now, don't get me wrong, I suppose the problem is in this day and age where there is less people reading because of technology and social media, whatnot, other sort of avenues of entertainment, and the ability to self-publish being a lot greater than it was a decade ago. There's a lot more people writing, and possibly not everyone that is worthy or deserving gets a chance to publish traditionally. So I think, yeah, I've been unfair in my assessment, and there's great stuff to be found out there. Now, how do you separate the shaft from the wheat, so to speak? I don't know. I haven't got the answer there. I think maybe I've been lucky with the people that have approached me in general, but looking into it, and particularly these, I still don't know anything about the indie publishing world, but you've got the spfbo awards. So what it is the self-publishing fantasy blog of competition every year, hosted by author Mark Lawrence. So he's a traditionally published author who every year hosts this self-publishing competition award, where he's got like all these bloggers that review fantasy books, and they take submissions for a short period of time in the year. I think they take up to 300 submissions, and they get reviewed and they get rated, and then you got like a finalist and a winner type thing. So, and some of those books have gone on to then become published through a publishing house. So, that's been like the springboard for some people to make the change, the transition into being a sort of established author. But if you look at those books, probably that's an indicator of quality there. I think, like I said, the book by Holly Tinsley that I'm reading now was a finalist, shortlisted for the spfbo award there. So maybe that's one avenue to explore. There are similar other ones that I've heard about, but I haven't really looked into because I really haven't got the time. As I said, my mind has been changed this year, and I've got another indie author in my Kindle waiting to be read as soon as I finish with Holly Tinsley's book. An author that I had the fortune of spending some time talking to over at the Page Chewing forums, and I didn't know anything about his works, but what we talked about spiked my curiosity enough to get the first book in his series and give it a go, which I'm more than ready and willing to do now, because I think maybe there is the thing that indie authors can afford to be a bit more creative, to do something new. They're not constrained by what a publishing agent or a house kind of... Probably when you get to that level, publishers want to play safe. They want a book that they know is going to sell, and they don't want to take a risk on something that is outlandish or very different. And perhaps you get these more interesting ideas in the indie world, and some will flop and some will be great. And I think that's the risk you take when you embark on it. But it's a risk I'm willing to take now, because I've been very pleasantly surprised this year. Some have been hits, some have been misses, but overall really enjoyed it. So I don't know if I'll make it a habit. I don't know if I'm going to make sure that out of every 3, 4, 5 books, whatever, one's going to be by an indie author. I'm not that sort of prescriptive about it, but I think they are going to become a part of my reading structure, I suppose, my reading habits, I should say. But anyway, that's all I have for today. As usual, thank you ever so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the subject. Take loads and lots of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!